Hey boo, what's going on? Listen, I just came down here to chit chat with you guys really quickly. There are a few topics that I kind of want to get into. Just to chit chat for a little piece. So we're gonna slide over here to like the neighborhood talk, Angela Yee, way up with Angela Yee. And we're just gonna tap into a few things, okay? Now I want y'all to make sure that you're tapping into that like button and you also tapping into that subscribe button too. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Let's start off with y'all. This is a perfect spot, okay? For us to start off with over here on the neighborhood talk. Even though I found out about this by way of People magazine the other day, and it's pretty much Ace and Shelly. So for the people that are a part of the Love Island community, honey, all right. It appears that unfortunately Shelly and Ace are no longer together. And when I tell you that it did not last long at all, it didn't. Okay. Not that a lot of us expected it to really. I know me being a person that's watched it for quite a few years, a lot of the relationships don't last. Right out of the villa, a lot of them don't last. I believe Bergie and his girl Hannah and Marco, I think they may be some of the ones in Love Island USA history that may have lasted the longest, is what it seems, because I believe both of the couples are engaged. Bergie may be married at this point to one of the girls that came in as a bombshell. We also know that Serena and Cordell, what was it, season 7, Leah and Miguel, that's his name, Leah and Miguel, they're still together. However, don't seem to be that great for the people of season 8. Okay, seems to be over with very, very quickly. But again, I'm not surprised. I thought they would have at least got one full year in. When it comes to like brand deals and stuff, but it didn't work out that way. When they came out of the villa, a lot of people would ask them, "Are you guys official yet? Is it official yet? What's going on? Are you guys official? Are you official?" And Ace would and her would pretty much just be like, they're taking their time. When he does it, he wants it to be this big thing and everything. And he did. I think he did do like this big cute thing, asking her to be his girlfriend. Of course, she said yes. And I think that may have lasted for like 3 months. Maybe. I'm not sure how long ago. Well, I feel like he did that in September. And here we are in December, right before the holidays, that we learned that they're not together. Now, granted, they could have broken up a long time ago, but we're just now learning about the breakup in December. Okay. They're saying that Shelly announced the split during an interview with Page Six Radio after being asked if they plan to move in together. While she didn't give any details, she did seem pretty content with the split. It really was a tough decision for the both of us and very hard to decide. But when you love someone, sometimes loving someone means letting go. So I think we just got to do that decision, right? She says, yeah. So I think we just got to that decision. That's what she says. She says, we wanted this to work, but sometimes things don't work. She says, couples go through things that are very challenging, and sometimes the best thing to do is just make a decision that needs to be made. The details aren't really necessary. She says, I think we can be peaceful and just understand that we're good with being able to be on the same page. Ooh. So there's that. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Shelly broke it off with him. She is much older than him. And they live on different sides of the coast, from my understanding, even though I believe that Shelly said she was like a day trader or something. I think her job was extremely flexible for her to work. Ace is more so in LA, over there in Cali. She was more so in New York, from my understanding. So maybe doing the long distance thing wasn't working for them. It could have been that, or it just ran its course. Now, a lot of people are still over here hyped up about Nicole Andrea, honey. All right, I hope that it's real, and even if it's not real, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I slick don't even want my girl Olandria with nobody. I'm not even finna hold y'all. I really don't even want Olandria with nobody right now. Like, girl, just have fun. Okay, get your money. I caught her on TikTok live last night, and when I tell you she looks so gorgeous, she looks so cute with her auburn hair. I said, "Come on, ma'am." I was here for it. But she and Nick appear to still be locked in. Whatever that locked in is for them, kudos. As long as my girl bag's not stopping, who cares? Okay. A lot of people were saying that it was a bit sad to find out that, they were a bit sad to find out about these two individuals breaking up, Shelly and Ace, because, Ace, when they did this interview where he pretty much dogged out Olandria and Nick's relationship, saying that it was fake, it wasn't real, it was really just for TV, whatever the case is, to get money. And it's like, if it is, then let it be what it is. Who cares, right? And so people felt a way that Shelly pretty much had no response or didn't have Olandria's back or anything. So people believe that Shelly and Olandria fell out. Now, I don't know if they fell out or not. They may be cool behind the scenes. Who knows? However, some people were like, dang, he pretty much came in between their friendship. And then now here we are, and y'all not even together anymore. So there's been a lot of conversation around this breakup or whatnot. But it is what it is. Okay. If it was really real friendship, I'm sure those ladies will come back together. And if not, it's okay. I don't think either one of them have a bad bone in their bodies about the situation ultimately. Okay. But y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. All right. Another social media relationship I want to get into real quick is Brenay. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this young lady named Brenay and her husband Tim. And for the people that don't know, Brenay is a TikToker, from my understanding. And we talked about her in a previous video that I got into like a few months back, because she's the young lady that was messing around with, I guess, her friend's husband. And the girl ended up suing her for alienation of affection. And it led to her having a judgment of $1.75 million. $1.75 million is what she has to pay this young lady. She was found guilty for interrupting her marriage and taking her man. Okay? Child, it was a whole mess. Okay. The history is that Brenay and Tim, they dated when they were like in high school or junior high school or whatever. They always kept in contact. They maintained friendships or whatever. So they were very familiar with each other. She got married. He went on to marry a young lady named Akira, I'm sorry, and she went on to go marry another young man. Both of the couples would hang out. They'll be really close and stuff, hanging out. Brenay would spend a lot of time over there at Tim and Akira's house. All of that, so much so she would do a lot of social media posting, and the posting she would do would be more so posting Tim versus posting her own husband. So she just had a lot of stuff going on, honey. It started to get very weird around there. The fans started to notice things that Akira was not quite noticing when it came to Brenay and that man Tim. Details came out about them messing around with each other in that lady house and stuff, telling the child to go and grab a wipe after they just finished doing the do in one of the rooms. Like, it was just a mess. A wholehearted mess. Okay. They said she would copy styles. This is Brenay. She would copy styles of Akira, trying to be like Akira, things that Akira may have wanted. Brenay would go and get. Like, it has been a mess. Okay. Now, I believe it was last month where she was found guilty, and she was pretty much told she's gonna have to pay this judgment. Right afterwards, Miss Girl said, I'm not paying it. She's not getting no money. Oh, girl, what? She said she is not paying that 1.75. I don't know who paying it, but I'm not paying it pretty much. She'll never see that money. That's what she says. And now what we're hearing is that she wants to appeal. Now, keep in mind, when this girl went down to the courthouse, she did not have no attorney. She had nobody to represent her. And she really thought that this case was a joke. She really thought this case was going nowhere, and she had to learn the hard way. Okay? Whew, girl. And then her records have been released now, like as far as her bank statements. Okay, people are looking in there, seeing what she gets. I don't know. Once upon a time, it seemed like she was making about $20,000 a month, right? But they said a lot of that money was being spent, through credit cards for her to go and purchase food and all of this stuff. So it's a lot of Uber Eats and DoorDash charges that the people were saying were being found on those documents. Either way, fast forward to present, right? Tim and Brenay went over to the Tamron Hall show. I said, nah, not them going. The fact that I saw them on the Tamron Hall show made me be like, why wouldn't y'all interview Akira? But then I guess Brenay has the bigger audience, right? She's the one that looks the craziest in the whole situation. So yeah, you know what? We're going to interview her. And as I saw, I'm going to be honest, watching Brenay and Tim sit on this show, I feel like they must have gotten, I don't know if Tamron Hall, I would love to know that. Did Tamron Hall's team reach out to Tim and Brenay? Or did someone else ask for them to be a part of this show? And are y'all going to try to get y'all some type of reality deal or something. I feel like I could see them over there on TLC or Lifetime, wherever they do like 90 Day Fiance, where all of those like weird type of shows come on, you know. I can't even think of it's been, y'all know what I'm talking about. I think it's TLC, and they just have a lot of different type of interesting, not normal type of shows. And I wouldn't be surprised they try and do something with them. But anywho, they're over there when they're talking about the situation at hand. One thing they did do was clear up some rumors that I roll my eyes at. When Tamron Hall asked them about, oh, you know, Brenay, you moved in with them, right? And she said, no, I didn't move in with them. It was only for like a week. I only moved over there, or I stayed at their house for a week because me and my husband was going through some stuff. Then Tamron asked her about, or both of them, when did they start catching feelings for each other? They didn't really answer the question at first, but eventually she asked it again, and they circled back around to saying that their relationship didn't start until July of 2024, trying to make it seem like, I guess, after the girl filed for a divorce or whatever the case was, that, or when the relationship ended, that's when Tim and Brenay got together, after Tim and Akira were over with each other. And I'm like, something about that, not something is off. From the text messages that was exposed to the different things people were piecing together on social media, it's not adding up. It's not adding up, ma'am. It's giving, you done brought yourself over here to this lady's couch for you to still sit up here and lie. Just still sit up here and lie. But I want to play this piece for you guys, where Tamron Hall pretty much asked her about whether it was worth it. You know, at the end of the day, was he worth the $1.75 million that you have to pay? So let's check this out.
Was this love worth over $1 million if you have to pay it?
Honestly, no. It's not worth over $1 million.
I have to pause right here. The only reason why she's trying to clean it up now is because she heard the audience reaction, and she may feel like it hurts his feelings. I guarantee you, Brenay and Tim are going through it over there. I guarantee you, now that she done got this judgment, they going through it over there. And she likely is blaming him, because she does give me a person that doesn't take accountability for her own actions. So she's going to try to find somebody to put her situation off on, to put it off on somebody else, instead of, you know, taking accountability for the role that she played in it. I'm sure. Okay. Now, granted, he do got some accountability that he need to take in account for himself, because you were married. You also had children with this lady. You was over here being hella disrespectful to your wife. She sleep need to sue you. Okay. But also with Brenay, I feel like it's a tad bit different, and maybe not so much as different, but what I'll highlight is what I'm thinking is the different taunting and things she was doing online. And it's like, girl, you're going to have to own that. You were over there throwing shots, all kind of shade and stuff, thinking that this verdict was not going to go anywhere. You just really didn't take this girl serious. She took you right to court. You saw it as a joke, so much so that you didn't even hire your own attorney, which eventually resulted in what? You owing $1.75 million. But anywho, I slick feel like these two won't last that much longer. No, I don't see them going beyond 5 years. If they do, it's because they have to be with each other, because ain't nobody else about gonna deal with them. And I don't see her really clearing up this $1.75 million judgment. She might be able to, I don't know, see if they'll come down on the price a little bit. I don't know what she's trying to appeal it. That's going to be difficult. And the other part is the fact that he is about to be sued himself. Well, not about to be. He is being sued. I believe that they have a hearing or a trial coming up next year with her husband. Her ex-husband is now suing Tim. And the weird part is that they're supposed to be cousins. The husbands are supposed to be related. Ain't that something? Just flat out crazy, okay? Let me show this over here on the screen. So just so you guys see, okay, as I talked about them, y'all may not know who this is, but that is Brenay and that is Tim. This is the woman that has been sued for $1.75 million. Okay. She goes on to answer the question about whether this was really worth it. And I'll let y'all hear it.
Honestly, no. It's not worth over $1 million. But he's worth it, is what I can say.
Girl, what?
Listen, he's worth it.
Yes.
How has this impacted because you still love him.
Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah.
Has it?
One thing I really like about Tamron is she does a good job of being in control of her emotions and her facials. Because the moment she said some shit like that to me, the way my face would have changed. Like, girl, you so okay. I like how she maintained her poise in that moment and just said, okay. As if she's really understanding to the situation, knowing behind the scenes she probably thinking this lady crazy as hell.
Impacted your relationship?
I can honestly say no. If anything, it brought us stronger together, closer together, because we know that the outside hate us, but we know that we love each other. So honestly, I can say, of course, there's times where it's kind of rocky, where it's like, is this true? Is this true? Like, it's so many lies that you start to believe them yourself. That's how bad it's been. But another thing is I can say that we have great communication, great, all of those things. And I feel like that we make sure that we keep that in our marriage this go round.
How has this affected your business? Because you're on social media.
A lot,
Really?
a lot.
You've lost money?
I can honestly say yes.
She does go on to say that she's lost money. Some people are a bit more hesitant to want to work with her. They don't know if they want her representing them or whatnot. So she has taken a bit of a hit from that. Okay. Of course, as I would expect her to. But it is what it is. Another thing that Tamron pretty much asked her was why is she wanting to speak out about things now. And she said that, well, I haven't spoke for 2 years. I haven't said anything for 2 years. I was silent for 2 whole years. So now I get the opportunity to really speak out. And that's what I want to do. And I'm like, you sure? It didn't seem like she was really being quiet from all of the video and stuff that we've seen. So I don't think she was really being quiet. But now you want to talk, I guess, honey, she also wanted people to know that she is not a villain. Although a lot of people like to paint her out to be the villain because she stole that lady husband. She's saying she not a villain. I guess, son. But that's what's going on with these two individuals over here. That's just crazy. And what'll be even more disgusting is, the situation is already disgusting altogether. But if your husband gets $1 million judgment put on him too, girl, it ain't worth all that. Understand? All right. But good luck. All right. Good luck to those folks. Next up, I want to talk about, while we're talking about money, okay? Y'all know that Jelo Ball was dating Nikki Baby. They have 2 children. He left her at the top of the year right after she had their daughter. And he went on to be with and marry another woman and get her pregnant. Okay. Rashida Nicole, who just recently had their daughter, Lilo, not too long ago. And that's interesting because he got 2 daughters now that was born in December. And they're like a year apart. The good thing is that Nikki and Rashida seem to be in a better place. They are pretty good, it seems. And so I'm sure the daughters will be pretty close. I think that she said her daughter was like born December 2nd. And then I think Nikki's baby was born a few days after December 2nd. But either way, he got some December babies out here. Okay. His little girls are in December. And so it looks like, although he and Nikki seem to be in a better place because she allowed him to come to the baby's birthday party, which was really, really cute, super cute birthday party. And I know he was missing the hell out of her based on the interview that he did, how he's regretting his decision of letting her go. I really appreciate the fact that Nikki Baby is standing strong to like, I'm good. She's made a few posts over there on her page where she's like, I'm good, I'm fine. Like, I just want to be better than what I was yesterday. And it was really given, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not trying to do all of that. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm happy. I'm good. I done got you out my system. You the one that effed up, not me. So I'm great. Well, now she's coming to the front and saying that she wants to get child support. They're saying in the filings, according to US Weekly, Nikki's lawyer claims Jelo makes more than Nikki's entire net worth. In just 1 month after Jelo claimed he made $666,000 per month in earnings. As of May, Jelo's net worth reportedly totaled $3.8 million. In contrast, Nikki claims that because she had to stop her real estate career to become a mom, making her current monthly salary $0, but she earns $2,000 from her lingerie and clothing company. On top of that, she only makes $4,167 a month now as an influencer. Okay. They're saying that in the filing, Nikki reveals she spends around $36,000 a month, but $31,000 of those dollars was paid by other people. This right here is so messy. She says her monthly bills include $9,700 for rent, $200 for healthcare, $4,400 for childcare, $2,000 on groceries, household supplies, $1,000 on DoorDash, $1,431 on utilities, $384 for her cell phone, and $89.75 for hygiene, health, social, and literary. That's what she's saying. Now, Jelo reportedly demanded Nikki submit certain bank statements information on jewelry purchases, documents related to cosmetic and plastic surgery, and records related to any travel and vacation expenses. Nikki objected to this notion. They are expected to meet back in court later this month. Y'all know Nikki Baby is not broke. Nikki Baby is not broke, but Nikki Baby, in my personal, is doing just enough, because for you to say that you're paying $200 in healthcare is kind of given that you are on some type of state insurance. You make so little intentionally, right, to receive some of the state benefits, which I be feeling like a lot of you folk be out here doing, but they ain't none of my business, okay? Meanwhile, when you do your bookings or whatever, you ask for cash in hand, straight cash. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki Baby got a safe in that house. Be clear. I would not be surprised if she has a safe in that house. Y'all know Nikki Baby got long money because of her dad and her parents. I believe they own a strip club, own a few different strip clubs, joints, whatever it is, they have some ownership in things, okay? And she said that money was paid by others. I think that money was paid by her parents. And she intentionally does not have that money coming directly to her by way of a check or something like that. They probably go withdraw out money and then put cash in her hand. I don't know what kind of scheme or scam Miss Nikki Baby over there running, but some part of me is not mad at it. And I know, girl, I already know this is giving double standard 1000%. But some part of me is just like, you don't do me like that. Like, I'm over here down and out, done had your child, and you gonna sit up here and leave me and go be with another BIT and all this other stuff. And I got a 1-year-old, so I gotta have like these 2 under 2 and no. You don't get to do that and then think that I'm going to make it easy on you in the courtroom with this child support. No, I'm not reporting any of this. Like, Nikki over here trying to wear him out. But let me tell you, Nikki, this is what I told you to do. I told you to hurry up and take him down there before Rashida do. So you could go ahead and get yours first, and then whatever's left over, she going to have to get that. And that's so not fair to the new baby. Right. But if he's making $666,000 a month, I will hope that he could take care of that. And I know with the $666,000, at least I don't know that to be a fact. Right. But I would want to believe that is from him doing his podcast and other stuff, likely not from his music, because I believe he just got signed at the top of the year. I haven't heard any other viral music or him making it on the charts or anything yet. So that money probably hasn't kicked in just yet. I mean, well, maybe he has done some bookings, like, pop up on stages and stuff at different tours, and he's probably getting that money or whatnot. But whatever it is, honey, you're making enough, it seems, 660 something thousand a month. On top of him, probably, just know Miss Nikki Baby gonna get her money up out him, okay? As she should. I mean, y'all got 2 kids. As she should, okay? And the way that you've already abandoned them before, who's to say that you wouldn't do that again, even if y'all did share joint custody and you didn't have child support? So I just think that is a risk. So we'll have to see how that is going to play out. But y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below, because she listed out everything, saying that she only makes $4,000 a month, right? But her expenses are over $30,000, but she's not paying all of that. Somebody else is. And it would make one question: are you trying to receive about $20,000 in child support? Right? Y'all let me know if y'all feel like that's fair or that's not so fair at all. Okay, but that's a part of that's what they have going on at this time. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is this coach. Did you guys get into that University of Michigan coach? Football coach, head coach at that. Now, we did talk about it on the panel over there on OLFP panel with Nene Dixon and Bondi Blue, and it was on Nene's channel where we talked about this. And it was pretty much this head coach. His name is Sharon Moore. I think that's how you say it. Sharon Moore, who was a man that was married with children. He was messing around with one of the assistants of his team or whatnot. He was messing around with this young lady. He got caught messing around with her. Now, they've been messing around, it seemed, for quite a bit of time. Okay. Miss Girl was making what, about 50 or 60,000, and he bumped that salary up to what, $90,000. That's the reason I think he personally got fired, right? He ended up increasing her salary, increasing this girl's salary by thousands of dollars. Okay, putting her in a different tax bracket is what it appeared to me, just a bit. And so he also, I think personally, there was a situation where they said how all of this began to come out was when he ended up getting a Plan B DoorDash to his office. And one of the students, I guess, on campus was DoorDashing it. They were doing the DoorDash, the delivery. And so once they got there, it kind of, alarmed them. Like, he ordered it, but I think he had it sent to her office or something. It was really weird. Conversations began to be had. I think at some point this young lady may have come forward and admitted like what was going on. And I think that if these two were messing around, I feel like the university would not have done anything until they learned how he was using the football fund to handle his personal matters. Right. So that's why I think they say, okay, we're going to have to pack you up out of here. Right. And then everything else came afterwards. Right. So what they're saying, let me get these people on the screen. Okay. Because they're saying he went to his wife and he was telling her he was going to kill himself and stuff. And then next thing you know, he went to this girl's apartment. Right. They said he had a knife. I'm hearing different stories. I'm hearing he put it up to his own neck. Then I'm hearing he put it up to her neck. It's just a lot going on. But he's now been charged. He is now being charged. He has been arrested, and they're saying that he's on suicide watch. They think he just might unalive himself. He just might, right? So they're saying that Moore has been charged with third-degree felony home invasion, misdemeanor stalking, and breaking and entering. Authorities say the alleged victim is a woman who worked as an assistant with whom he reportedly had an affair. According to police, Moore is accused of unlawfully entering her home after the relationship ended. Dispatch audio and reports indicate the woman told authorities Moore had been stalking her for months. Interesting. So he must have been under investigation this entire time if he's been stalking her for months. And then now the hammer just came down and now more of this information is coming out. They're saying the arrest happened on Wednesday shortly after Moore was informed he was being fired. So it seems like an investigation must have ensued. And then now he learns that he is being fired by Michigan officials over what the university described as an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. By the time the firing became public, Moore was already in police custody. Police also reported Moore was considered suicidal during the incident and allegedly held a knife to his throat before leaving the home with several knives. He was later arrested by Pittsfield Township Police. Okay. So I feel like two things could be true. Both of them could have happened. He could have held it up to hers, and then once the cops got there, he held it up to himself. So maybe the two stories I'm hearing, maybe both of those things happened at that time. But gotta be more careful. You knew the risk when you went in with it. They're saying that he could face up to 5 years in prison to go from having a $6 million contract with the University of Michigan. That's major. And you just further ruined your career. I feel like you could have went away very quietly, silently, right? You had your stacks of millions of dollars, pay your wife whatever she's seeking, okay? And then just lay low, go find you a little job at one of these little mom and pop football teams to get your career back. And then you probably would have been back up on somebody else's team. But nah, instead, you want to do what you want to do, right? Then you want to go to your wife and hoop and holler and threaten to unalive yourself and stuff. Then you want to go over there and harass this young lady because you're not getting your way and your stuff is in jeopardy because of your own decisions. You go over there and you harass her, breaking into her house and everything, harassing her, like just crazy. And now you have these charges on you, more than one. You're facing up to 5 years. You done lost your job. Like, it's a mess. Like, it's terrible. Okay. And it all could have been so easy and simple for you to just fade into the background and then ease your way on into somewhere else, okay? But it is what it is. I cannot feel sorry for the foolishness. I cannot feel sorry for the foolishness. This is where we are. Okay. And see, that young lady gonna be moving on by her life, going on to the next job. She done already, I think they said, shut down all of her social media hits, the private things. She done already kind of like faded into the background. He should have followed suit. Instead, he followed her over there to her damn house and started to snoop and look around and stalk and all this and that. And now he has multiple charges. Well, either way, sir, good luck. All right. Next thing I want to get into is Simone. Simone does do a sit down with Angela Yee where she kind of taps into, you know what? Before we get into Dr. Simone, I want to talk. I want to get into this video here. Okay, let's get into this video here. So this lady, this CEO here, because there's been some discourse about this situation here. All right, they're saying CEO of Uncle Nearest, Fawn Weaver, called out for embarrassing a man who remembered her from middle school. It's a shame how we do each other. Let us go ahead and see exactly what happened in this video. Let's check this out.
Hello, how are you?
We were just in the same class in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Washington Mary.
So I'm supposed to remember you. Okay, can I tell y'all that this man just said, do you remember me?
From 6th or 7th grade.
Make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Me, you, Naeem, and Sharice.
Okay.
That part.
He's being serious.
Yes,
though.
he
Are you
is.
being serious? I do not. I'm sorry. No,
Which one?
I don't remember the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th grade.
We were in the same class.
Okay.
Me, you, and
Well,
Naeem.
it's nice to meet you.
you.
Yo. Hello. Okay. All right. Hello.
So
how
the
are
people,
you?
We were just in the same class in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Washington Mary.
So I'm supposed to remember you.
Me, you, Naeem.
Okay, can I tell you?
okay,
You remember me.
From 6th or 7th grade.
Make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
so let's hear what some people said. People said she missed a great opportunity to say how great it is to be remembered by someone. Someone says it's a shame how we do each other. Someone says it's rubbed me the wrong way. She did too much. It was unnecessary to embarrass him. I'm almost 40. I remember my classmates from elementary school. Someone says, who is she? So I cannot support her. Someone says, why did she have to embarrass that man? I can remember my middle school classmates. So did he. Okay. Now, I feel like everybody's fair in how they are viewing this situation for themselves, right? Part of me is like, is that her personality? Like, we see a clip, but is there more to the story? Like, is this how she shows up? Is this her personality, right? Number two, I'm also like, grade school is the farthest from my mind. I'm not even gonna hold you. For me, it's a little different for each person, right? Some of you guys have a wonderful memory. Kudos, congratulations, shout out to you guys. And some of us may not have that strong of a memory, right? And I can barely remember some folks from college, let alone somebody from elementary school. I'm just not finna hold you on that, okay? Now, I will say, if someone approached me in that setting of like, hey, you don't remember me? Like we went together in not went together, but we went to this school together. We were in such and such's class. We were 4th grade, 5th grade, whatever. And I'm probably gonna be like, really? What school was it? Okay. And who was the teacher? Okay, so you were in my class. Like, I might try to remember, right? I might try to remember, like, okay, I wasn't thinking about this, but I'm not gonna make you feel bad or embarrass you or make you feel no way because you remember. If you walk up on me like, hey, we went to such and such school together. You remember me in 5th grade? I used to sit 3 rows behind you. Really? Who class was that? Oh, okay. And what's your name? Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't even remember. I might need more to jog my memory, whatever. But it's good to see you. And then I'm gonna move to the next thing, right? I'm not going to like grab a person and be like, excuse me, y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, look. He just said I think that's where she kind of went wrong to me. It was the kind of making a spectacle, right? Just a little bit of the fact that this man asking me, do I remember his as from elementary school? Like, cringe, 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 you know? And then you got the folks laughing in his face a little bit, right? But as I'm watching it, I'm like, well, is that her personality? Like, yeah, I understand some people took that as rude. Like, girl, you shouldn't have did that. Like, that was so embarrassing to him. Yeah, and he didn't look to be embarrassed, but maybe he was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something he gets often because he has a good memory. Maybe she ain't the first person he's approached like that, or whatever the case is. I don't know, but I'm not finna police or argue with nobody about how they feel about it either. If you think that she did too damn much, I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand that. If you feel like it wasn't no harm, like he seemed like he was straight, he good, whatever. You know what? I can understand that too. I can understand that. Why I feel like this case, there is no right or wrong answer in my personal, for me, okay? For me, it's not, I don't know this lady's personality to know if she was being extra in that moment or if she was like, that's just how she is. Like, she just do stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even when you say that, like, that's just how she is, I do understand for some people that's not enough. Right? Just because that's just how you is, that's not enough. You still got to be considerate of how other people feel and whatever you think you're right. Because I'm not here to argue with you, okay? Whatever you think is right. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts about the situation. If you felt like she was doing too much, if she was being rude, if she did miss the opportunity to say how great it was to be remembered by somebody, I think it's nothing wrong with saying, sir, I honestly do not even remember. I remember going to that school. I remember that teacher, but I'm so sorry I don't remember who you are. What's your name? Okay, it's so nice to meet you. But I don't have to bring further attention to the situation of, like, he know me, but I don't know his ass. Yikes. Okay, I do think if the roles were reversed, the people would be very upset if the man did a lady like that. I will say that. If a man pulled it like, hey, y'all, she gonna sit up here and say that she know me from, do it look like I know her? And then, baby, I can see and hear the think pieces now. So y'all decide and choose which way you want to go with that down in the comments, all right? Next thing, like I said, I want to get into is Dr. Simone. She did a sit down with Angela Yee where she talked about Dr. Heavenly. She also got into Quad. So I want us to go ahead and check out a little bit of what she had to say. So give me 1 second. All right, let's get into it.
I think what Heavenly is that she knows how to make things interesting. And I feel like that's how she looks at it.
I don't think that's
don't think so?
interesting, though,
Okay.
that you're online dragging each of your castmates. I don't know anybody on any show that they have a full-time job dragging their castmates.
Well, she is not a main one on this season, but she's got some things going on.
Yes.
It's interesting to me that this would be the season when she's, running for office, and then she's got drama, family drama with her son. It feels like this would be the time to be.
And it should have been the time that she should be main cast. But Heavenly traditionally isn't really talking about what's going on behind those doors, those big wrought iron doors. She's keeping everything a secret, like, oh, life's so perfect and my marriage is so perfect. Anybody who's in a relationship, you know that your relationship is up and down daily. Because things happen. You agree today, tomorrow you wake up, there's a disagreement.
Right.
But she's pretended like, oh no, my marriage is amazing.
But I do think the drama with her son, that's difficult. Like
That
for
is
her
absolutely
That is,
difficult.
and I appreciated that people were like, let's not
Let's not touch
that's
it.
a touchy topic.
Yes.
And something that, and I saw her say that she didn't have any issues with addressing it. I saw her, maybe she was talking to Carlos King. I can't remember where I saw it, but she was saying that wasn't true, that she didn't have any issues in talking about it.
Well, I think if they didn't have any issues talking about it, it would have been addressed 2 years ago when he first got arrested. But
Simone.
instead, she is pretending as if she found out by scrolling on social media
I thought
2
she
years
did find
after
out
he
that
got
way. You don't believe
arrested.
it?
Girl, bye. No.
Baby, listen, I say the same thing, though. Not going to hold you. A part of me does believe that Heavenly already knew this. I feel, Damon says, I told you. She's like, no, you didn't, Daddy. I kind of feel like she did know this already. Okay. Another thing, let's see, what else did she get into when it comes to her and Quad?
We're 2 episodes into season 12, and definitely a lot going on.
I feel like my 2 episodes are bad.
You think so? You think
Well,
they're bad?
Quad and I got into it on one already, and I really love Quad. I don't want to keep fighting with Quad.
Right. How does that ever, because people do say that in the comments. They're like, it's like an ongoing cycle, like with the two of them. You know, I guess for some people, they're like, look, let's just make up already. Because there's a little digs at each other.
Well, I feel like our digs are not little.
Okay.
We take jabs that are deeper than most people, but we go back 12 years.
Right.
And we've spent some personal time together all year long away from camera. And so I think that when she digs at me or when I dig at her, they really hurt.
And you guys also know how to get under each other's skin.
We do.
Like, she knows, but we're 2 episodes into season, and I think Cecil and Quad, they get along though.
They do.
Right. Now, does that bother you, how their relationship? Like, because sometimes we feel like, well, I don't mess with her, so why is he?
So it doesn't bother me that they get along, but if I'm venting to you about Quad, just nod your head, shut your mouth, don't take up for her.
That is, you know what, that's so interesting that you say that, because I feel like that's my man's responsibility too. If I'm venting about somebody or something, I'm not venting for you to respond and defend them.
Right.
I want you to listen, and then maybe later on.
But men don't know. They are trying to fix the problem. And so he's always trying to get me to see Quad in a different light or not take things so personally and so deeply.
You think she's the one person that kind of gets under your skin or has the ability to do that the most?
I think so. Yes, I think she's number one. And then I think Heavenly. Because Heavenly, you dog me out behind my back.
Right.
But then
And I think, do you like King?
I love King, and I love him for Quad.
Okay.
I love their chemistry together. I love them together.
With that relationship with you two being fractured, do you see it? Because, you know, in episode 2, we did see you guys get in a better space and hug it out.
Yes.
And I know you all have been filming, so you already know how the story ends.
Of course.
But do you see this as something that can be repaired, or do you think it's something that will never be the same?
I think Quad and I could get our relationship even back to where it was, because there was a point where I felt like we never could. But she's got to stop getting gassed up by other people. Got to stop reading the comments, and we have to live in the moment.
Do you like her friends on the show? She's
Angel?
Angel. You like Angel?
Yeah, Angel's cool. I don't have a problem with Angel.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering because we haven't seen all of this play out yet.
Right.
Do you like King?
All right. So Quad got in the comments and she says, baby, this is good interview. She says, but I don't read the comments. I'm a Taurus, so I don't let people in my ear. I only go off our vibes. And right now, they're good. So we're good. Now, Quad, you know, you being a Taurus ain't got nothing to do with letting people in your ear. That's a human element. Okay. And in my personal, I feel like that is a little bit true. I think that is a little true. Okay. I do think you may allow others to influence you. Or I'll say this, I'm not going to say influence you. I think that reading the comments can piss you off, like all over again, you know, because somebody may say something in the comments that you may not have thought about at that time. And you like, oh, you know what? You is right. You know, it's just what it is. I don't let people in my ear. But you can read comments and they can piss you off all over again and make you be like, and another thing, okay, it was something else hanging off my chest with your, it be like that, okay? But I am glad that these two are better because, child, if we tired, I can imagine how the group has been feeling with y'all screaming and hollering, more so you, Simone, at that woman, okay? But anywho, that's just a little bit of what they have going on. There's more that they got into, but you guys can go and check that interview out when you get a chance, should you decide, all right? Another thing that I want to tap into before I get out of here is it's already been rumored that Nene Leakes is to return back to Bravo in some capacity. Now, I had been hearing this a few months ago that she would be a part of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. But when they did the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it was supposed to be like some type of in honor of all of these years of Housewives type of thing. And I think they should stick to that, right? Before we get into this, I think they should stick. I think it should be Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. And I think it should be some of the top ladies from each franchise, maybe. Maybe. I mean, they do got a lot. Jersey. Oh, they about to bring, what, a Rhode Island one, I think. They got Salt Lake City, Orange County, Beverly Hills, Atlanta. I remember they were trying to do something in New Orleans. Not sure what ever happened with that. I mean, you do also have Dubai. And there could be others that I'm missing, but leave them down in the comments. So I feel like having at least 8 ladies, okay? 8 to 9 ladies on a trip from these past few shows will be great. It would be great. Right? Maybe have like a Candy. She probably won't do it with Phaedra, but maybe she'll do it with Candy and Nene. Yeah, if Nene's going to be a part of the show, maybe Candy and Nene could potentially do it, or Nene and Phaedra, or Nene and Portia. You know, some of the people that were there really from the beginning is what I'm thinking about. Like, yeah, like if Kyle was there and then Lisa Rinna was there too, I wouldn't be opposed to that, right? I wouldn't be opposed. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. But let's get to this post because they're saying that Nene Leakes is in negotiations to return to Bravo Universe. Now, they are saying that Gizelle has been confirmed as well to be a part of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Now, this is the rumor. That's what the people are putting out there. Not sure what's true. We'll learn at a later time, but they're saying that Monique is also in early discussions. Now, I do have mixed feelings about this, right? When I first saw it, I said, you know what? It makes sense for Monique to do this over Gizelle, because I feel like Gizelle already had an opportunity to do this Real Housewives show. And now that Monique is coming back into the fold, I'm kind of like, well, let Monique let Monique do it, right? If we have to choose somebody from Potomac, then just let her go, since Gizelle already kind of had her chance, I thought, on the Ultimate Girls Trip. But then as I thought more about it, I'm like, well, I remember them saying Nene was supposed to be doing, I thought it was going to be like this big grand ultimate, not so much as girls trip. It was supposed to be Ultimate Girls something. Maybe it was trip, but I think it was another term to make it like in honor of all of Housewives history. So then I'm like, well, shoot, they should take some of the people from the very first season of each show that were the stars of each show and put all of them, of each franchise, and put all of them on this big, huge trip is what I was kind of thinking, right? But y'all let me know. Because also, I don't know if I've seen Karen on one. So if I had to choose, it is also like, well, out of Gizelle and Monique, some part of me is like, let Karen go. Let Karen go and do it. Since she's so much of the grand dame, and I know the people ready to be upset because of Karen's situation, but she's back, And so let Karen go and be a part of that. I wonder why she wasn't considered and why you guys keep giving Gizelle these opportunities. And I'm not saying she shouldn't get them, but y'all do act like sometimes there are not other housewives that are available. Right? Didn't Gizelle already do a girls trip and then turned around and she just did this Queen's whatever love show that she just did with Ashley Darby? Now you're putting her back over here. Then y'all also gave her that spinoff at Once Upon a Time with Portia Williams during the pandemic. Like, hello, do you not have other people there? Okay, do you not have other people there that could have showed up? All right. But either way, that's what's going on. You guys let me know how you're feeling about that. You looking forward for Nene to be returning back to the Bravo universe? How are you feeling about Gizelle being a part of this trip, as well as Monique Samuels being a part of this trip? Leave your thoughts and comments down below, okay? That's all that I have for you guys at this time. I am JamiThatsMe, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. You can follow me over on social media at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cash died at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus.